Far-left Capitol Hill staffers are taking lazy to a new level. They sent a letter to congressional leaders Thursday demanding that their work week be cut down to just 4 days before dropping the request a day later after bipartisan outrage. It turns out you can unite the parties on certain things, like the laziness of the youngs. But this reluctance to work hard is another example of how Democrats are anything but efficient. That's why Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy have no place for them on Doge. Former Obama and Clinton officials applied for a spot on the cost-cutting machine, but the Trump transition team is telling them, quote, "We have no room in our administration for Democrats." Now, I would like to highlight to you all who these Democrats actually were. One of them is Virginia Cantor. The other one is someone you might recognize the name of, Norm Eisen, who is currently at Brookings. He's the head of Crew. He's one of these people who you've probably known from various other cable networks, ranting and raving about President Trump over the past several years. He has compared Trump supporters, including myself, to supporters of Adolf Hitler. He has actually started a new organization branded as defending democracy at the state level, despite the fact that in 2016, he was one of the lawyers arguing that the Electoral College did not need to approve the presidency of Donald Trump. And he just recently founded a new media entity with one Jen Rubin, who just left the Washington Post over her animosity towards Jeff Bezos and the like. So, are any of you surprised on a level of 1 to 10 that Donald Trump doesn't have a place for Norm Eisen in this whole project?
These people don't want to join Doge to get rid of government waste. They are want to join Doge. They can find out ahead of time what pet projects, what government grants, what their friends are getting paid for through the federal government, what they're going to take out so they can get their lawyers ready to sue once Doge comes along and requests it be taken out of the budget.
It's not a fit, as they would say. Asking a Democrat to cut spending in the federal government is like asking Snoop not to get high before the crypto ball. Like, why are we trying? You don't try that move. Yeah.
Look, I think there's going to be Republicans that won't go along with government spending when it benefits their district and their pet project.
So that's needed infrastructure, Griff.
Yeah, exactly. We actually need that. But going back to Doge making particularly young Capitol Hill staffers go back to the office and work, that's what you do. You got a job, a good one and a lucky one, go back to work. But just to test it, I would love to just do a trial period and give them only Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So you think you're getting Monday or Friday to have a long weekend?
You will have another
You want your 4-day week?
Quickly.
We're extending the hours to 16-hour days for the Monday, Tuesday, and the Thursday, Friday. And you can take Wednesday off and see how much they like it.
Yeah, there are so many ways that you can actually make the work the way you want it to be this day and age, with part-time jobs and contracting, which Democrats always are trying to pass legislation to get rid of. You can do that. You can have less than 40-hour work week, but you shouldn't be doing it on the taxpayer.
So let me ask you, because I get asked about this a lot by people who are outside of Washington. How optimistic are you that Doge is going to be something different? How is it not going to just end up being one of these other things that's a commission that looks at this stuff? Is it just the megaphone that Elon Musk has that he can basically take government waste and blast it embarrassingly out to millions of people?
The difference is that a politician isn't bringing it. Because we've had decades, and everyone sitting at this table has been in Washington for a long time and understands how this works. It's always been politicians that told us they're going to do it. They're going to cut pork. They're going to do. It's come in every shape, but it was always from a politician. Now you've got a CEO, albeit a successful billionaire one in Elon Musk, and Vivek Ramaswamy as well, who on the private side understands when these guys, when execs go in and cut, they mean real cutting.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, if Tom Coburn, the late great senator, had millions of followers online, perhaps he could have made the Bridge to Nowhere an even bigger thing than it was.
Yeah, the megaphone matters. What also matters is a person who thinks differently about this. And I would not say I'm super optimistic. I'm hopeful, but I've seen how these things go down, and I hope that he's a person who can see systems differently. We've seen him rework and rethink and reimagine things over and over and over again. Would love him to do it to government spending.
Well, it's not just about spending, right? The way that the grant system and the money laundering of taxpayer dollars in this town works is completely corrupt, and it's also corrupted institutions across the country, the scientific community. COVID is a great example of this, where you only got grants if you did what Dr. Fauci wanted, weren't allowed to speak out against him, weren't allowed to have a different opinion. You also see this with climate change. not allowed to have a different opinion on climate change. They push it through all the universities, a lot of these NGOs at the border who are helping to facilitate all this illegal immigration. They get taxpayer money through these grants that Americans are working for every day. So it's about reforming the entire system and the attitude towards spending money and where it goes, not filtering it through things that sound really good. Like charities sound great, NGOs sound great because they're helping people, but it's actually very corrupt.
Money is the way that bureaucrats legislate. It's the way that they
100%.
determine things that Congress itself has not determined according to their own wishes. And if they can attack that, I mean, heck, that would be a huge game changer going forward. Let's be hopeful that they can be successful.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.